It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
You decide when you lose, not other people.
And Blabs.
I like pickles.
And co-hosted by our friends from around the internet. If you like common sense, hit that thumbs up button and, of course, the subscribe button. And join us Monday through Friday live at 11 a.m. Central Time. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollers.locals.com. Hi, everybody. I'm Stuttering Craig. Welcome to the #1 video game in Earth. Here we are, ready to go, live from Las Vegas, hanging out with our friends, the Salty Nerd Podcast. Wide shot! Look at how professional we are. My God. This is going to be a great show today. I'm glad you guys found us. Thank you very much for being here and hanging out with us. We're in Vegas. Joining us, as always, the one, the only, the Guamanian queen, Blabs. Hello, Blabs.
I got promoted yesterday. I was princess. Now I'm queen. Can tomorrow be king?
Joining us, as always, the one, the only Guamanian orphan, the lowest of the low. She has no father, no mother. Feel sorry for her. It's Blabs.
Man, I got no mom, no dad, no bitches, nothing, man. Hi.
Yeah, you got no bitches?
I got no bitches. Sad.
No. Hey, I'll tell you what, like I said, we're going to have a great show today. I'll tell you, let me introduce you to some guys who do have some bitches. Can we go around the table and everybody introduce yourself so everybody knows all the bitches you guys have?
Yeah, and say how many bitches you have.
Wow.
Fire away.
There you go, buddy. The camera's on you. How many bitches you got?
How many bitches? I got 2 sitting at the table right
Listen,
here.
it's your name, bitches, and your pronouns. Don't forget your pronouns. That's the most important thing. I need to know.
My name's Matt Vader, and I have 2 bitches.
Oh, wow.
Sitting at the table over here, and my pronouns.
No, I'm totally fucking kidding. Don't ever, don't ever,
are Plutonian, and yeah.
Don't you ever tell me your pronouns.
No, I don't. I wouldn't tell you. Nobody can guess my pronouns anyway.
Good. Caesar?
Something.
I
make up something weird.
Who else we got here?
Hello, I'm Alex. I am the Salty Nerd. Thank you so much for having me on your show. This is fantastic. We look forward to you guys coming every single year. It's so much fun.
Well, we're gonna make this a routine every single time we come to Vegas.
I love it.
I'm gonna bombard your space, and eventually we're just gonna bring an entire crew of people here. I was gonna say
we built it.
it's gonna be ridiculous. We're gonna bring an entire crew, and we're gonna have dudes smoking crack out there. Yeah. We're gonna have all sorts of hookers and prostitutes.
For this week, we did consider bringing in a party bus.
Oh,
because we don't have necessarily what you would call a green room. We have some computers out here you can hang out with, but we're like, what if we brought like a Vegas party bus for everybody to hang out at?
Stripper pole, have some a DJ in there. It'd be great.
I got to be honest.
So the taco truck outside,
taco trucks and stripper poles. Now we're talking. Now this is Vegas, baby.
That's a party.
I'll tell you what, Blabs, don't that stupid Blabs over here going. Listen, if there's one thing,
tacos and strippers.
It's Vegas.
I'm sorry, Blabs. Who does not want tacos and strippers? Why would you not like? I mean, come on.
Well, if it's a male stripper, okay. If it's a female, no.
Speaking of male strippers, I'd like to introduce the final person on the round table over here. Let's go. Let's get it. Where's that shot? There he is.
Yes, my bitch got propositioned multiple times at the Nerdrotic meetup last night. One guy,
that's a whole story.
Yeah, one guy wanted to come home with us and watch. And I was like,
okay. That's good.
But Craig, it's always a pleasure to be on your show. But every time I'm on your show, I always say something where you're like, no, we got to talk about this more. So like the first time it was mobile gaming.
Yes.
The second time it was I dated a girl who was on Rock of Love.
Yep.
And this time I'm like, OJ's innocent. And you're like, whoa. For some reason, I'm just always the one who triggers you into like a deeper rabbit hole.
I love you, man. I love you. This is gonna be a great show. I'll tell you what, this is going to be really, really good. Well, look, I'd like to remind everybody we are live over at rumble.com/side-scrollers. Join us over there. The over 6,000, we're approaching 7,000 right now. Oh, we're closing in on 6,666 followers. So do us a favor, hit the follow button over at Rumble, which is great. Mark of the devil, let's do it. You also could have found out that we're going to be in Vegas and also we're here at the Salty Nerd Studios by following us over at x.com/side-scroller-pod. Join us over there. We also have an Instagram, don't we, Blabs?
We do, so follow us for memes and clips of the show. Otherwise, all the guys are going to do violence. And no strippers for you. And
It's
no
gonna be
tacos.
Straight up gang violence, according to Blabs. It's going to be
I didn't think
ridiculous.
of that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't think that one through. Anyway, no tacos and strippers then.
We're in the wrong side of town.
Yeah, you got to know the north side.
Yeah,
north side is
gotta go north for that.
That's where the tacos and strippers are and gang violence.
Gang violence.
Yes.
Craig's like taking that down.
Duly noted. All right, we'll be doing a live stream from there later on.
We choose violence.
Every day we go live here on the show, we choose violence. That's the thing. We also have a Kick account where you can find us at kick.com/side-scrollers. Join us over there. As well as you're listening to and watching the top 5 podcast in America right now. You guys can find us over on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you guys find us over there. Follow us look, here's the thing. With all due respect to IGN, fuck them. All right. We're doing our best. We're going to take this son of a bitch over. And the best bitch slap we can do to the video game industry, the best wake up call that we can deliver is putting us and you at number 1. So find us over on Apple Podcast and let us continue to grow and move up the charts right now, which is great. But I would like to remind everybody, and here is another hot button topic this morning, gentlemen. On Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, I'll be watching Lord of the Rings for the first time ever over exclusively at sidescrollers.locals.com. And I would like to invite you to join us over there as we continue to grow little by little. If you want to support over there, you can. If you don't, that's fine too. It is free to sign up over at Locals. That is the only place where you'll be able to find the watch along with what is it? Lord of the Rings 1? What's it called?
The
Fellowship of the Ring.
I can't believe that you've reached this stage in your life without having seen any of those.
It's just like, does nobody love you? Does nobody want, like, hey, Craig, we need
you know what? The first one was released in what, 2003?
2001. Oh, anything competent.
Can I tell you what I was worried about in 2001? In 2001, I was worried about getting through college. So I didn't really go to movies a whole lot. I was worried. I was trying to finish up. No, fuck that. I wasn't trying to finish up. I was getting started in college, 2001. I was 3 years into that. And so I was in the middle of college and I was working a full-time job and trying to pay for college. That's what I was worried about. So
practicing your slam ball.
That's next year. That was the next year later. Yeah, 2003. So anyways, with that said, join us over at Locals at sidescrollers.locals.com and find us over there. If you are new to us over on YouTube, do us a favor, join the 75,600 wonderful subscribers who love common sense in the video game space. We're going to be talking a lot of common sense today. So also hit the thumbs up button and let's get to our goal of 25 memberships every single show. I would like to remind everybody that right now available over on the store, which there's a link in the description, you can pick up right now the brand new Side Scrollers All-Star t-shirt. Go pick it up. In the description, there's a limited edition available. They're only available through the end of April. And once they are sold out, they are gone for good. So go pick one up right now. They are flying off the shelves right now. The Side Scrollers All-Star t-shirt. Appreciate you guys. With that said, Blabs, how are you today?
I'm good. I was okay. Then I realized I had no bitches, so I'm kind of sad now. Yeah. You asked.
Blabs, can I give you the cheat code here?
What's that?
At any time in your life, you being a female, can go out and get a bitch at any time.
Do I have to step on them?
What is this, Mistress Blabs coming through right now? Do I have to step on them? What is this?
Well, I don't know. You're like never mind.
No, Blabs. Here's the thing. You have. I'm not even going to get into it, Blabs. I'm not even going to get into this. But everybody in the chat. Every male knows you have a key advantage over every male in the world.
Blabs has some simps out there that would love to be her bitch.
Oh my God.
That's 100% true.
This is
100% true. Look at
She's
I have
making
a
so
Throne
much more
account,
money
Sim.
than she currently is.
That's right. That's right. Simp out for Blabs in the chat, y'all.
I have a Throne account. Buy me stuff. Thanks. Okay.
Her OnlyFans is
I don't have that actually. I'm good.
Venmo in the bio.
our Batman statue has an OnlyFans.
It does, yes. Bulletproof package.
Love it. Love it. Hey, Kyle came in with the 199, says, rip to the football legend, an absolute assassin. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate that. We're going to be talking to OJ Simpson here in just a little bit. And Toma came in with a $50 super chat right off the bat. That's 50. That's right.
50.
Huge. Says, well, if Star Wars won't work, Blabs, can you read these really quick? I'm not on my proper computer to read this.
I was
right.
gonna say, Craig can't read. Tomac says, well, if Star Wars won't work out for Ubisoft, maybe the upcoming Prince of Persia game made by the Dead Cells team will work out. Probably not.
Hey, Tomac, thank you very much. Do me a favor and don't look at it. I don't have anything to put on the wall here. Just there we go. That's for you, buddy. Appreciate your support. I'll get you on the wall when we get back to the house for sure. Thank you very much, Tomac. And not to be outdone, CR Vox, the gifting machine, came in with 20 gifted memberships today.
Nice.
Absolutely.
We get excited when we get one.
I am beyond excited with one. I'm over the fucking moon right now with 20. This is great. CR Vox, thank you very much. Genuinely appreciate that. Look at that. Look at that right there. All right.
Hey, you're supposed to do this. So when you were on vacation, I had nothing to work with. So I was like, look at it. And it was just in my hand. So you can do that too. Look at it. It's nothing, but it's air.
Well, Blabs will do that.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Blabs. Appreciate that. And CR Vox, thank you very much. If you guys got a gifted membership, make sure you say a thank you and consider paying it forward. We'd greatly appreciate that. John came in as a member for 11 months. Says, have y'all heard the story of the woman who killed her husband by poisoning his orange juice? Ain't the first time OJ has killed someone. Let's go, John. That's wonderful.
We should keep track of how many OJ jokes we got for today. Take a shot every time. Ooh.
Dude,
you'd be under the table.
Oh my God.
I've got some good scotch in the other room. It is 9 o'clock in the morning, though.
It is 9 o'clock. Yes, 9 o'clock Vegas time.
Always 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, Jack came in with the $20 super chat. Says, hi, Craig. Hi, Blabs. Love what you guys have been doing with the show. We need that common sense. Keep it up. Love you guys. Hey, Jack Vania. Really appreciate that. We're going to do our best to slap some common sense into the video game space. We're doing it little by little, which is great. And Willizin came in and says, well, as the Norm McDonald. Here we go. Let me see if I can do this. Norm McDonald here. A man responsible for the murder of Ashley Simpson has died, age 76. What's strange is that he bears a striking resemblance to O.J. Simpson, who also died today at the age of 76. Thank you. That was not a very good.
That was a very Norm.
Yeah, I tried with the delivery. Yeah. It was a very Norm. Thank you very much for the massive $10 super chat. Thank you very much for that. And Ashley says prostate cancer. Oh man, prostate cancer's new book. I did it. You're welcome. That's awesome. And Jiggly says, I swear if OJ's funeral procession is led by a Ford Bronco. Thank you, Jiggly.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Labs probably doesn't get any of these references.
Yeah.
I kind of understand some of them.
Well, look, this is we got a lot on this OJ thing today. And it was when I saw it this morning, I didn't necessarily believe it. But it's a lot to talk about. I don't know why I wouldn't believe it. You know, it's like he's old at a certain point. 76, you've lived a long life, you know, but that damn cancer. Before we get into OJ and all the insanity that's going on, Blabs, do you have some things to share with us today?
Yeah, besides my throwing link in the chat. Let's see. Okay, I had to do that. Today on April 11th, we had many games that were released, such as Postal 2, which is 21 years old. This one I thought Melanie would love. Lara Croft Tomb Raider Legend is 18 years old. And then Dark Souls the Third is 8 years old, coming out in 2016. So there you have it. There's your geriatric moment in time. You're welcome.
There you go. Dark Souls 3 is a good one. I'll tell you this about Dark Souls, man. Dark Souls is have you guys played Dark Souls before? No.
We're the Dark Souls of podcast studios.
Yeah.
You know,
But you guys know the reputation behind Dark Souls.
Oh yeah.
So they're very difficult. And I went in and did a playthrough of Dark Souls many years ago for the first time, and everybody hyped that game up so much to where, as you're, I was legitimately scared to like play the game. It was like one of those things where like you have this this reputation of this game. It's so fucking difficult, right? And the reality of like the first Dark Souls is so like janky and gross, and it moves like I don't know. It's kind of like you're moving in water, but everyone's like, it's so hard and so fun. But that's also kind of the fun of it. But I eventually became like a Dark Souls master, and now I'm pretty okay at it. So
I like that title, Dark Souls Master.
Yeah.
Pretty ominous.
Souls Master, absolutely. Yeah.
He's the Dark Lord. So.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. I am the Dark Lord. That's I'm going to take that title right now.
Sounds like you need a cape when you play
Soul Master.
Well, you're not a Sith Lord either.
No, I'm a Dark Lord.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a difference. Blabs. Hey, speaking of Blabs, check this out. Blabs the Tower Tard came in. Blabs,
can I blow myself? Oh, yeah, we go. Blabs the Tower Tard for $2. Gary shows up in Vegas and OJ dies.
That's right.
Yeah, that's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
Not at all.
The Dark Lord is the avenging angel.
Hey, how do we make Blabs tiny?
I can do that.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Put me in my corner.
Get over there, Blabs.
Yeah, my rightful place amongst men in the world.
Truth.
Yeah. That's where all the bitches go.
What the
No bitch, bro.
Christ, dude.
Oh man.
I got no tacos. I got no bitches, but I ain't a bitch.
Wow.
Damn.
Banned.
Man, I'll
You're
tell you
banned.
what, Kate is on fire today, man. That's ridiculous. Hey, Vice came in with the $20 super chat. Says, shout out from NorCal. Couldn't make it to Vegas, but maybe next year. Hey, Vice, thank you very much. Appreciate that, man. At least, well, I would say you're in the same part of California, but if you're up near San Francisco, it doesn't say a whole lot.
There is no sane part of California.
I think everything off the coast is pretty sane, right?
Nope.
The very north bit is safe and like tranquil. The country area like Shasta, those guys.
Yeah,
are
once you get north of Sacramento, I think it starts getting a little more normal.
I honestly think that California needs to be broken up into 3 different states.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, you're in that camp, huh?
I am.
Okay.
Definitely. It's too big.
Okay. Yeah. What do they say? What do you think about Texas, though? Should Texas be broken up into different states?
Texas is fine.
No, Texas is cool, man.
Texas needs to secede from the union.
Yeah.
Just get
Preach. Man, you're telling me.
I'm gonna
let them do it.
We're gonna move there.
Texas is real, baby. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Initial C came in and says, OJ dead. The juice has left the fridge. Thank you very much, Initial C. Appreciate that. The sarcastic mailman came in. He was a member for 3 months. Says Dark Souls 3 is the best. Hail all. Thank you so much, sarcastic mailman. Cody came in. Says Craig, that played Demon Souls on PlayStation 3. OG the hardest. Yeah, I played Demon Souls. I don't remember. I remember playing it on PlayStation 3, and at a certain point, you go down into this like giant. It's like depths or something, and at a certain point, I swear to God, the game is moving at like 4 frames per second, and people are like, "It's so good!" It's like, "Are you kidding me?" It's so stupid. And Samuel, hey, check it out. Samuel gifted 1 membership. Look at that.
There you
That's
go.
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, Sam Schwager is one of our good. Like he's the only guy who gives memberships.
Sam, let's go. Thank you very much.
On our
Appreciate
Tuesday show.
Oh yeah.
Sam Schwager. I love that name. That's excellent. Thank you very much. And GJJ with 5 gifted memberships as well. Man, we hit our goal today. We got 26 memberships right now. That's spectacular. Thank you guys very much. Let's keep growing today, little by little. That is spectacular. All right.
No, I have Rumble rants. I'm in charge
Jesus
of Rumble
Christ.
rants today.
Yes, Blabs.
Okay, B Barrett for $2. It's Blabs. Do you have any favorite Harry Potter YouTubers? Honestly, no, because they all sell out. But Potter Collect is pretty decent. Other than that, no. 60 Watt says, shout out to YouTube for reminding me to switch over to Rumble by not letting me say damn near anything in a super chat. Shout out 60 Watt. And there we go. We're caught up.
Appreciate you, 60 Watt. That's awesome. As always, we do like to invite everybody who's watching over on Rumble right now to hit the follow button as we continue to grow. Thank you guys very much. All right, gentlemen, do you have your seatbelts on?
We sure.
Are you strapped in?
Yep.
Are you ready to go? Hey, before we get into hard news, I just want to say thank you for letting us hang out in your space a little bit. I know I said that earlier, but I just want, this is like, look, you do a crazy like camera thing here real quick, because you guys need to see this. This is awesome. Like we got the logo in the background. We got multiple microphones over here. We got this is the dream right here, man. So if you guys are ever in Vegas, you guys need to look up, look up the studio and come on out and rent it from these mother suckers over here. All right, these are good dudes, and they're kicking ass, and they got a great setup. So come on out. And
every year when the Nerderotic meetup is going on, we always say, hey, if you're a YouTuber, you're a content creator, come use our studio. We don't charge you for it. So
just come hang out.
Yep.
I tried.
Yeah, you tried to give us money.
I did. I tried, but alas, it didn't work out. You'll find a sweet like $5 tip.
It might cost you a photograph to put on our wall at some point.
Oh, let's go. Let's do it. All right, let's everyone buckle in. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for hard news.
Hard news.
I'm so hard right now.
That's what happens.
Of news.
That's what we do. Speaking of hard, I'll tell you what. Let's go to the theater. Let's go to the theater as the Dune popcorn bucket was out, and I'll tell you what. What are you guys giggling about?
He's just a ham. He's like, I've got all these one-liners holstered, ready to go for Craig's show.
He goes on somebody else's show and he's funny all.
Yeah. He goes on our show and he's just like,
it's like, are you guys going to talk? Do something better.
He's so excited to be here. You don't even know. I've never seen him this happy to be in the studio before.
He says, I just have to sit here and push buttons. It's great.
You know what I saw when he was most happy? When he had the Dune popcorn bucket.
Yes.
That's right.
It's like, oh, I'm going to fuck the shit out of this thing.
Extra butter.
Yeah.
So speaking of, lads, we want to pull this article up. In a recent interview with Variety, the AMC CCO, I don't know what a CCO, Chief Content Officer, Elizabeth Frank, claims the theater chain would have never made the Dune Part 2 popcorn bucket if they knew it would become a viral meme and people didn't want to stick their dick in it. The fact that we are doing a story right now about them having regret, like, I gotta be at a certain point. Don't you just look at this? Well, let's say that they're modeling this popcorn bucket here. They're putting this model out there, and they're like, look, don't laugh because let's just be real. I mean, Blabs, when you look at that, when you see that popcorn bucket, what do you see?
I see a butthole.
Okay.
Or the Sarlacc pit from Return of the Jedi.
Or one or the other.
Yes, it can be a combination of the two.
A butthole or the
I feel
Sarlacc.
like that's going to be clipped. I see a butthole.
Actually, if you wouldn't mind saying that again really loud and everyone be quiet.
I see a butthole.
Plus, you didn't actually have to do that.
Wow.
I'm just
Doing you full screen. How am I supposed to know? I'd rather have done that in the Tower Tired voice. Darn it. Oh well.
There's still time.
I see a butthole. I just feel like I'm singing like I'm freaking Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. I see a little butthole of a man.
Oh my God.
It reminds me of was it The Sixth Sense, where I see dead people.
That's right.
I see buttholes.
I see buttholes. Well, apparently everybody saw it as they went to the theater, and I'm pretty sure they sold out of these Dune popcorn buckets.
In fact, when I went to go see Dune 2, I was like, "Do you have the sandworm popcorn bucket?" And they're like, "Oh, that's AMC. We're Regal. We have the Slimer popcorn bucket."
Yeah. The popcorn bucket is a
thing now.
It has definitely been a thing. I think Disney made it a thing a couple years ago when they started releasing all the
the pigment one was the huge crisis.
Whoa.
Dragon thingy.
Blabs, shut up.
Figment.
Yes, Blabs. Did you say pigment?
I'm fired again.
Blabs, at no point should you ever talk about Figment and use like that. Figment is classic Disney. Like Figment is everything right with Disney. Don't you dare call him Pigment. You're so obsessed with race, Blabs. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I don't care about the skin color of my popcorn bucket.
Yeah, I don't care about the dragon color.
Hey, question.
I'm sorry. This one would be better if it was pink.
Have you guys ever looked at the Sarlacc pit or the Dune the Dune Part 2 popcorn bucket and thought about sticking your dick in it? These are important questions, guys.
Well, I hear the Sarlacc pit digests you over the course of many years. So, yes.
So absolutely yes. So 100%.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You look at the picture of that thing. The first thing you're like, I could do stuff to that.
I mean,
it's just as a guy, you look at that and
yeah, if you have a dick, you're like, I'm going to put it in there.
I want to see what it feels like to put it in that thing.
Okay,
I'm embarrassed.
don't be embarrassed. These are natural conversations to have. As a matter of fact, Blabs, new poll in the chat, please. Simply, would you? Just would you?
Smash or pass?
Yeah, smash or pass. There it is. Smash or pass. You know what?
The Dune popcorn bucket.
Hey, you know who really appreciates this conversation? Patricia, who came in as a brand new member. Patricia, thank you so much for your support of this quality video game and entertainment podcast. That is awesome, Patricia. I would love to know if you're going to smash or pass. Patricia.
This is right in our vein. This is perfect for us. I just need a glass of scotch right now. It'd be perfect.
It's 9 a.m. Let's get
it. Comes and joins us.
Make it happen.
Yeah, it's noon somewhere.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Whoever joins us in like 10 or 15 minutes and they see the poll and it's like, would you put your D in it? They'll be like,
Well, the poll doesn't need to go the entire time. By the way,
it is. It's going to go for the rest of the show now.
Well, currently it's a very divisive poll. It's a 50%.
Oh, no. 51 says no.
Well,
oh, 50 again? Oh, my God. Okay. It's like a battle. It's a fight.
Well, I'm surprised Fleshlight hasn't brought out a Dune sponsored Fleshlight.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, we do ask the important questions on this show. Would you? And the answer for most people is yes. Well, I'd say half people. And I got to be honest, if you are a dude, I think it's very clear to me right now that based off this poll that 50% of our audience is men and 50% is women, because I think the 50% would definitely put
That's it.
That's accurate.
That's true.
That's right. Hey, thank you so much, Kalichi. Came in and gifted a membership as well. That's spectacular. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much for your support. If you guys got gifted that, make sure you say thanks and consider paying forward. William came in and says, howdy. How's it going, Salty Nerd Podcast?
Forbes. William Forbes is in the house.
Yeah.
Yo,
Forbes!
I love William Forbes.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Matt Bader super fan.
Yep.
All right. That's awesome. First time watching Side Scrolls. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it. We're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time. We'd love for you to join us. Look at your watch, look at your phone, and realize that every weekday we're live at this time. So come join us. We'd love for you to join this fun little space. Razorburn says, happy you're showing the love for the Vegas Golden Knights, Stanley Cup champions.
Yep.
Go Knights.
Let's go.
Go Knights, go.
That's hockey.
Yeah.
It is hockey, yes.
It's one of the sports balls.
Here's the thing. Did Vegas win the championship?
They did last year, Stanley Cup.
They won last year?
Yep.
That's how much. I totally forgot. I didn't even realize that they did. Okay. Are they going to make the playoffs this year?
Maybe.
I hope so.
Okay.
Cool. They're in a little rough patch, but they're like in I think one of the wild cards.
My wife would be the one to ask.
Okay.
She's a huge Golden Knights fan.
I forgot I thought they were like good a couple years ago and they were kind of on the downslide, but I guess
they've always been good.
Yeah.
They've been good since their first year.
Yeah, I know. I remember watching the Stanley Cup finals and they had the big intros, like very Vegas. They had like, all these body, like people dancing and stuff.
Later, you should inform Craig about our world champion WNBA team.
Oh, yeah. We've had 2 back-to-back years of the WNBA champions Las Vegas Aces that nobody cares.
Oh, wow. I saw an interesting poll about the WNBA. If we can go to sports ball for a second, which I'm sure all of you are vividly, like if you guys came to Side Scrollers for WNBA conversation today, which is great. Have you ever watched a WNBA game from beginning to end?
That's a Patrick Bet David poll.
Yes, I saw that.
And 99% of his audience was like, nope.
Yes.
The longest I've ever watched a game was maybe for like 3 minutes. And it was because it was the Aces and I wanted to see what the hype was about. And I'm like,
Yeah, a good JV boys basketball team could beat this team. That's good.
But if any WNBA players get imprisoned in Russia, we get them out. Right.
That's right.
We're going to trade them out for the Lord of War.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
I got a really interesting theory about this, and this is coming from a dad of 2 daughters, both who like basketball. But I've had conversations with my wife about how bad women's basketball actually is. Right? Let's be real; it's not super fun to watch. There's all this talk about lowering the rim to 9 feet. I think that's totally stupid. They should lower it to 8.5 feet. that's when it gets really good. And I'm serious about that. I think if you were to watch any sort of like women's game, like lower to 8.5 feet, you would have girls dunking all over each other. It would be awesome. It'd be, oh man, it'd be
I will admit that I watched a couple women's games this year, college.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark, man.
Because Clayton Clark, and she's dropping those bombs from freaking half court.
Yeah,
so she's, it was pretty wild watching what they did.
Yeah, I agree. Caitlin Clark was awesome to watch. Yeah. They did like 20 million viewers on the last on the finals. But I mean, I don't know. You lower that, she's dropping bombs from half court. You lower that to 8.5 feet. She's dropping it from three-quarter feet. So, yes, Blabs.
How tall or like what's the height for actual like hoops for men? 10. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you bring it down to 8.5. And I haven't heard anybody say that, but I think that'd be a really, really fun league to watch.
It's kind of like women's push-ups. It's like, you gotta adjust things to make it easier for them.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Well, listen, the women's ball is already smaller. They already shoot from a shorter 3-point line, right? Yep. So they've already made adjustments. So why not just make it better? Go all the way, right? Anyway,
I like women's push-ups. They're easy.
Those are the only push-ups I do.
I don't get it. It's because we can't touch the ground because boobs are in the way.
I don't know.
No, Blabs, you do. Women's push-ups are traditionally done on your knees.
What?
That's not even wrong.
That's right.
It's
true.
Yeah. So
wow.
Generally, can we here? Let me show you, Blabs. Hold on.
I don't know if we have a shot for that. We need an overhead cam.
We don't have an overhead cam.
See, this is the beautiful thing about having a studio here.
Yeah.
Oh no!
You're not gonna be able to see.
Can you see me down here?
No.
You can't.
What's he doing?
There you go.
There we go. This is a regular push-up. You go down like that. But a women's one. But a women's push-up. See my legs, Blabs?
No, it just merges into the floor.
Yeah,
you go down like this. Can you see it?
No.
Kids.
I thought it was gonna go somewhere else.
The whole thing is that women aren't as strong with the upper body as men are, and so they need to use their knees to leverage their push-ups to make it easier for them. So.
I thought this was going to go in a whole other.
I'm going to get Craig.
No, Craig said it.
Yeah,
Craig said
fine.
Women do push-ups on their knees.
Yeah. I mean,
that's not going to get clipped or anything.
What's not accurate about that? I'm just saying, I speak in truth here on the show. Oh, that's awesome.
On your knees, do a push-up.
I thought we were going to go somewhere else. Anyways, we're better now.
I mean, it's the God honest truth, right? That's how.
That's a very accurate
description of hey, thanks for having my back. I appreciate it. It's really nice. Hey, EJ came in as a member for 2 months. Thank you very much, EJ. Appreciate that. Also, Jason says, never stick it in a thing that you can't
say your name.
What is going on?
Welcome to Side Scrollers, everybody. Thank you,
we got one more on Rumble. It's from Jude, who says, hey, the trick used to be to cut a hole in the bottom of the bucket. Now it just gets the special edition bucket. So
love that.
Yeah. Now the hole comes with a special attachment.
It's like that scene from Bachelor Party where they order the hot dog.
Yeah.
Special foot long. Yeah.
I just realized I didn't have my computer plugged in.
Oh no, don't let it die.
No, that'd be a horrible situation. Let me get that squared away. Blabs, let everybody know that Ashley Williams came in with this wonderful super chat.
Right. Ashley Williams for $2 says Craig has watched the Stanley Cup but not Lord of the Rings. She's not wrong. Thank you, Ashley. And Nissan for 5 says, fit ladies dunking on each other in slow motion while holding my Sarlacc pit popcorn bucket. I can get into that.
Nissan gets it. That's awesome.
And then Lord J for $50 says, here's Fiddy for Craig on his knees for $50. Thank you, Lord J. Look at the avatar. It's scary.
That's great.
Modern audience Ariel. And what is that? Is that Jeremy or Jay? I can't tell.
I think it's Jeremy.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, for every $50 super chat or direct donation, I will get on my knees today. I promise.
You do a woman's push-up.
I can nail women's push-ups. It's great. I'd also like to let you know that Robin Wheels came in with a 5, says, today I canceled Netflix and Disney Plus. I have therefore upgraded to Side Scrollers level 3. Let's effing go, Rob. Thank you very much for your support. Please, good people, take my money as we strive to take back our games and culture. Rob, thank you very much.
That's awesome.
That is spectacular. And I promise you this. We are better than Disney in every way, shape, or form. So there you go. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate your support. Let's move on from what?
One more thing. Shane on Rumbles for $2. Got your back like a butt crack.
Got my back like a what?
Like a butt crack.
Oh, like a butt crack. Okay. I was like, I thought you said something.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Bringing it back to video games. Way to go. Love that. All right.
Producer.
What a stud. Speaking of video games, let's go to our next story. One of the big movies of this past year, I want to say it's a surprise, but it certainly was big, was Five Nights at Freddy's. Did you guys see Five Nights at Freddy's?
Sure did.
What'd you think of it?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, like for what it was, yeah, it was good. Although it was nowhere near as close to the superior Willy's Wonderland.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I did not see Five Nights at Freddy's in protest because Willy's Wonderland was way better and it had Nicolas Cage.
Oh, yeah. Willy's Wonderland. That's the one
Yeah.
where he doesn't say a word the entire time.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not a
Yeah.
single word of dialogue.
No dialogue for Nicolas Cage, just all acting. And it's
pounding energy drinks.
What were they
Yeah.
called? They had a cool name to it. It was like crack open a punch to the face or
Yeah,
something
something
like
like that.
Something crazy.
Does it drive you crazy that I've seen Willy's Wonderland, but not Lord of the Rings?
Well, we got to make an
Honestly,
exception for Nick Cage.
Yeah, Nick Cage. It's okay. I got you.
Nick Cage is a fucking
He's a
bad.
Vegas logo as well.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Yeah.
In fact, Vader had a possible sighting of him. the other
Hey,
day.
you did. That's right.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I was just looking at license plates, and there was a car in front of me with a license plate that said Lord of War
Mm.
for their license. Oh, Nick, is that you? And I took
Yeah.
a picture of it and stuff.
But we know his favorite sandwich shop, so sometimes we go there and
Yeah.
try to stalk him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What's his favorite order though? That's the real question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, does he?
He's partial to Asian meats, I think.
Aren't we all?
Is he like the Asian? God dang it, dude! What is wrong with you today?
Just hamming it up for
I
the other
know.
show.
You're like,
Where's this on our show,
like,
man? God,
the weak Asian meats. And it's like, oh, okay, what does that even mean?
You know, like dog, cat.
Stop! What the fuck? Stop!
New poll in the chat. I'm going to handle this one. Are you a fan of Asian meats? Blabs, can you please get that get that up there, please? Are you a fan? By the way, the poll closed with 57% of people saying they would not.
Oh,
They would not.
Not smash.
They would not smash the Dune popcorn
Mike,
bucket.
is it one of those situations where if you get it in, you might not be able to get it out because
Could be.
it's got the grabbing teeth?
It's like,
right?
it's like the
it's like the
Chinese finger
trap.
trick. You can't say Chinese anymore,
Well, you
unfortunately.
know when you're at the beach or something. I hear that happens to you, man.
It's like one of those traps from Saw.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You put it in, you can't take it out.
That would be so devastating.
Oh my god!
You get so excited about something like a popcorn bucket, and all of a sudden you're like, ah!
Just walking around.
Just walking around.
Got to go to work with your popcorn bucket dick. It's ridiculous.
It's my dick in a popcorn bucket.
It's
That's
yeah.
fun.
That's one of the best SNL skits of all time. Dick in a box. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, it's not gay if it's in a three-way.
well, dude. You're freaking me out.
Oh man, I gave him cocaine before we went live, which was
You
great.
must have given him something.
I met Mike Tyson and he gave me. Anyways, so back to the movie thing. We Five Nights at Freddy's was really big, and it appears they're rushing out a sequel already, as there's going to be a new sequel coming in 2025 already. I did not see the first movie. You guys, you did see it. And does it? I don't know. Tell me about it. Like, did it leave it open ended at the end? I mean,
Well, you know, there's a multitude of games in the Five Nights at Freddy's like franchise.
oh,
And in the movie, basically they adopted the lore and they definitely left it open to, you know, a sequel. But the thing about the movie, which was really interesting, is like they did a streaming same day release as they put it in theaters. And it premiered on the cock, as we like to call it, Peacock.
Yeah.
And on the same day that it came out in theaters, it actually made a lot of money in theaters because you have all these kids who grew up watching playing Five Nights at Freddy's, and they just went to the movie theaters with their friends to go watch it. And
Right.
Me and Jude watched it on Peacock because we didn't want to go and pay money to see it in theaters. But like with Peacock's ad centered model, it actually made a lot of money on streaming as well. And so like it was overall just seen as like a huge success. And they made it for like, I want to say $30 million, something like that. So it made like 5 times its money
It's
back.
got-
Or something.
it made worldwide 294 million, according to this.
Yeah. So
Pretty
of course they're going to make a sequel.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a damn
it's a
good
lot.
investment.
Yeah.
Yeah. 30 million getting back almost 10 times your when you put into it. I don't care if it's $30 getting back $230
Yeah,
or 204
yeah.
But if you look at Five Nights at Freddy's, where like they were actually like pretty accurate to the games that people loved, and they gave the audience what they wanted, catered to the audience. And then you look at something like Halo,
Oh
where it's
God!
just like
Don't make me talk about Halo.
like an abomination
Yeah.
of an adaptation of that video game, so disrespectful to the fans. It's like, just give the fans what they want.
That's interesting. When you follow the source material from a beloved game and you turn it into a movie that actually follows through with everything, you make money and you make people happy.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
great. That's great.
Well, there's the reviews of the new Fallout show that just was released, and
Oh, yeah.
and some people have said it's really, really good, and some people have said it's meh, but at the same time, it's like I'm intrigued because I have seen some reviews that are like, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
They I think IGN gave it a 9 out of 10, and for their first one, and
Well, man, I base all my viewing on IGN's recommendation.
Yeah, I was going to say IGN reviews, anything over a 7, just shill.
What did Alyssa Mercante have to say about it?
that's a good question. We should reach out to Alyssa. By the way, we have not heard back from our favorite Kotaku writer about the invite for her to come on the show. It is an open invite. You can come on pretty much any time, and we would love for her to educate us on how to podcast and comedy. So Alyssa,
Especially comedy.
that's right.
Yeah.
she's great.
If you want to get an accurate review of any movie or TV show, you know where you should go?
Salty Nerd Podcast.
I was going to say Criticless. But yeah, podcast, good.
I was
Yeah, Criticless.
gonna say, or you should absolutely shill your show.
Yeah, I was
Absolutely.
like, is this my time to shine?
100%. Tomac came in with the $20 super chat. Says, Daddy Craig, why are you on your knees again, surrounded by men?
Yeah, we were wondering the same thing.
I have to teach Blabs how to do push-ups, right, Blabs?
I'm
On her
good,
knees.
thanks.
I'm not
Good.
teaching Blabs how to do anything on her knees.
You have to teach her how to get some bitches.
Blabs is my internet daughter over here. That's inappropriate.
Oh,
It's ridiculous.
Man,
hard shift to the other direction.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let's not make it weird, all right? Crazy T came in and says, you guys are out of control, and I love it. Thanks, Crazy T. Appreciate you. That's awesome. Always fun to see you. Nash Thunderclap came in and says, Craig, I don't have time to jack around. I mean, hold on. I don't have time to jack around. I mean, I do that. I make time for it, but I have schedules. Nash,
wow.
thank you for that. Thank you for the clarity.
I wish my last name was Thunderclap.
I know.
Yeah, right? No, actually, no, I wouldn't want that. No.
Thunderclap. Love it. Thank you very much. I mean, that's a great name. Nash and Thunderclap combined.
That's powerful.
It is. It's
That's,
good.
that's a strong name.
It sounds like a god name, like Zeus, Nash, Thunderclap.
Well, I guess you got something to look forward to here in the next 18 months as Five Nights at Freddy's is coming back for game or for movie number 2. I look. Are you gonna watch it on Peacock or are you gonna watch it on?
We always go for the cock.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm waiting for
There
the
sure is a
merger.
lot of dick talk in this show today.
It does. Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder about Matthew over there.
He's hamming it up. I'm
He's-
telling you, he's so excited to be here.
He's got dicks on his brain today. It's like, I don't know what's going on.
I get that.
Nonstop. Oh yeah, is that right, Blast?
Yes, tell me more, internet daughter.
So I make it weird. All right. God.
Okay,
No.
wait, before we move on, Dude on Rumble for $1 says both Disney and Side Scrolls have people getting on their knees for more money. Just one of them is brave enough to do it on camera.
Your audience is amazing. I
And
love
then
it.
60 Watts says, are you trying to tell me that if you give the fans what they want, they will make you lots of money? I'm going to press X to dad on that for sure.
Yep.
That's awesome. All right, let's keep on moving. Hey, big news this morning. Let's see. Let's go to this. This is going to be a big conversation. This is going to be a good one. Okay. Oh, wow. And listen, we're in Vegas. We're here for the next, till tomorrow, which is great. So make sure you guys show up again tomorrow when we're live. But this is like big ass news. As this morning, we got the tweet saying that O.J. Simpson is DED dead. Here's the tweet. On April 10th, our father, Orenthal James Simpson, succumbed to his battle with cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren during this time of transition. His family asks you, please respect their wishes for privacy and grace. So OJ's dead. This is obviously it's like 30 years ago, man. It was a big fucking deal what was happening. This was a very, very big moment in a lot of people's lives.
Biggest trial on the planet.
Yes. Could you imagine? Like, people talk about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial and how big that was. Could you imagine how big the OJ Simpson trial would have been today?
That trial wouldn't hold a candle to OJ and the coverage it got back then.
It was nonstop.
It was crazy. Yeah.
Dude, I remember I was in school, and when they were going to read the verdict, every teacher turned on the TV in their classroom so that everyone could sit there and watch whether or not he was guilty or not.
They treated it like the freaking space shuttle launch or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was crazy.
So, okay. Bigger question here. Okay. We're in Vegas. We're within 10, 15 miles of OJ Simpson's dead body right now.
Yeah.
Like he's somewhere. He's probably done
he was out here playing golf looking for murderers.
It's
like the rest of his life after he got out.
I know that guy's out on the golf course somewhere.
Yeah,
in Heaven's golf course.
In the Heaven's golf course.
That's right.
It's the same golf course that Carl Weathers' character in Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. Yep,
that's where he's hanging out.
Really? Oh yeah, that's good.
With the midgets.
Okay.
and the alligator.
And the alligator. Yeah.
Well, this is a much bigger conversation because we talked about this before we went live, and I got my my eyes queerly
What are you gay?
squarely focused on you over here, friends.
Yes.
Because before we went live, you're like, I don't think OJ did it. And I went, so, okay, we're 30 years. Oddly enough, he never did find the killer, which is crazy. I after searching so hard, he wrote a book that really laid out if he did it, which was crazy. I would love, before we get into your theory here as to how OJ didn't do it, I would love to kind of talk about the trial itself and the process of it. There's a great documentary on it's a 30 for 30 that was released maybe a decade ago called June 17th, 1994, I think it is 93, whatever it was, the day that it happened. And there was a lot going on. And the crazy thing about this is I remember this because it was my birthday. It happened on June 17th, which is my birthday. So it was a big day for me personally. And the whole white Bronco thing happened and, all that nonsense. So, but when the trial hit, you're right, man. I remember vividly being in high school, maybe I think it was freshman in high school. And when the verdict was out, like everything stopped. And the amount of that trial was so important because it was right on the tip of how trials and specifically DNA technology, like the technology we have today, where if you get a drop of blood, it's like, well, you did it. You can immediately tell. We didn't have that technology then, and we were a couple of years away. So if that trial happens, a couple of years later, I think that is drastically shorter and drastically different result.
Well, you also had a weird situation where basically OJ assembled the dream team of lawyers, like the celebrity lawyers, and the trial, it was one of the few times where cameras had been allowed in the courtroom because it was like early days of like court TV and stuff like that, and just like everyone involved in the trial became a celebrity.
Yeah, everybody.
And so everyone, it wasn't just like about OJ, it was about like Marsha Clark and all
Judge
Ito. Judge Ito, yeah.
Judge Ito.
That big monitor with the Sony brand on it, where Sony got like hundreds of millions of dollars of free publicity.
Ridiculous.
They had to like paint over it to like get rid of it and stuff like that. It was crazy. But OJ was on the cover of every magazine, every newspaper led with him, and it was the early days of the internet too. And so people were getting into chat rooms and talking about the trial and all this stuff. It was absolutely insane.
Blabs, I want to ask you were not alive when OJ Simpson definitely didn't murder that person and people. And you definitely weren't alive when he was found innocent in it. But I would love to hear your perspective on this because as somebody who wasn't alive when this happened, I'm always intrigued to hear because, people who weren't alive for 9/11, they don't quite understand. People who weren't alive for OJ, they don't quite understand, right? Not to equate the two, but they were both like really big moments in my life, right? So you said you had some opinions on this. I would love to
It
hear
wasn't
yours.
really like a huge opinion. I mean, from everything that I've heard, my parents are like, "Oh, he definitely did it. He definitely did it," kind of thing. But the most I ever heard about O.J. Simpson was actually Adam Sandler's Hanukkah song, and he's like, "O.J. Simpson, not a Jew," and like that's
Not
the
a Jew.
most that I know about it, and that's the most thing that I know. Besides, like, he definitely kind of did it, from what I'm understanding.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think people like Blab's generation and Alex over here, I don't think they really quite understand how big of a celebrity OJ was. He was huge.
Yeah.
He was like one of the greatest NFL running backs ever. He was starring in movies, and he was just getting to be where, like, he could have been like, I think they were like kind of lining him up to be like a rock type level celebrity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was everywhere. My dad, people in my dad's generation adored O.J. Simpson. He's the juice.
It would be like
he was everywhere. He's the Hertz commercial guy. He was you couldn't not know about O.J. Simpson. So if this happened today, it would literally be like something if
Shaq,
if
Shaq, right.
or The Rock,
right.
somebody murdered their wife, and
right.
And then all of a sudden, we're in the middle of the NBA finals. I think it's like the Bulls, Michael Jordan.
Yep.
And they literally cut to a high speed, the Bronco.
It looks like our broadcast today. We're side by side cameras.
It was the craziest thing. It was the craziest thing.
Yeah.
And the father of the Kardashians was like his head lawyer.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And that was the first time. That was like the Kardashians like inroad into like celebrity culture. Like without OJ, we wouldn't have the Kardashians.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of truth in that. Okay. So
we certainly wouldn't have Chloe.
Yeah.
So
but it was such a fascinating I mean, I remember that very, very vividly. And I remember that for me, I was probably, I don't know, 13, 14, 15 or whatever. And that was the first time that I remember being like, yo, why is everybody so pissed? Like, because I grew up in
he's a hero.
Well, right. It's a hero to an entire community. Yeah. And I remember I grew up around Black people, white people, Muslim people, Mexican people. I had a lot of friends from a lot of different races, backgrounds, creeds, all the whole thing, right? And but I remember very vividly being like, dude, like why is this like so like racially divided? And that was like my first time thinking like, man, this is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And I think that if you like look back on that was a very tense time. And I don't know, I just think that if the technology was there that we have today, then I think that trial and many other trials would turn out differently. But I would love to hear your thoughts. What give me the rundown.
Yeah, so like when I was in college, I was taking a speech class, which is basically like a oratory, and we were given an assignment where it was like we had to create a speech that would convince people of something that was the opposite of what they generally felt was true. So it was like influence essentially through oratory. And I was like, you know what? I've never thought that OJ was the killer. So I'm going to create a speech to try to convince my class that it's possible he didn't do it. Okay. So I did a bunch of research and looked into a bunch of stuff, and I came up with this speech, and a lot of my research kind of reinforced kind of like my belief on it. Because when he was first arrested, I was like, I knew him from the Naked Gun movies. I was like, oh, I don't want that guy to be guilty.
Right.
And my take is usually like, I'll wait until once an accusation is levied, like I'll wait until I start seeing the evidence to decide for myself whether or not something is true. And it felt like a lot of people just immediately jumped to the conclusion that OJ was guilty. And you have to remember that during this time, we were coming off the LA riots. The LAPD was notoriously racist. Like they were just like, there was a reason we had race riots in LA before like the OJ trial. And when I looked into a lot of the evidence that the police had used to arrest OJ and go forward into trial, a lot of it didn't add up. So like you have the famous if the gloves don't fit, you must acquit type thing with Johnny Cochran. But a lot of the evidence was based off of DNA stuff. But what didn't come out until after the trial was over was that a lot of the blood evidence that they found at OJ's home and on his clothes and stuff like that had this chemical in it called MDMT or something like that, but it's basically a anticoagulant that forensic labs add to the blood to keep it from drying up so that they can like run tests and stuff on it. And so it came out that pretty much all the blood that they found in his home and on his clothes and stuff like that had this chemical in it, which means that they could have applied it to that stuff after it was in police custody or when police were going through it to frame OJ.
So you think OJ was framed?
I don't know if he was framed or not, but like the fact that this chemical existed in the blood evidence led me to believe that it was quite possible that, you know, it wasn't found naturally at the scene of the crime, you know, that type of thing. And when it comes to like, you know, celebrities, I just feel like the police at the time, if it was like a black celebrity, would have been like, okay, this is the most obvious suspect. We're just going to frame him and move on. And a lot of the witness testimony also from like Kato Kaelin, stuff like that, didn't really back up this idea that OJ would go out and like murder his wife. One of the interesting things about spousal murders is that they're usually done in the heat of a moment during an argument. Very rarely are they like kind of premeditated. And the idea that OJ would be like, you know, like, I'm going to plan this out. I'm going to not only kill my wife, but her lover, you know, and all this other stuff. Or I'm not even sure if he was her lover at the time, just like a friend. But, you know, like this, it felt like something out of a crime novel.
Well, just to play devil's advocate, maybe it was spur of the moment where maybe his wife is coming home with her lover and he sees them and all of a sudden it's like slash hack.
Well, they were killed on like on a walkway, a staircase. And so like that wasn't the most ideal place to like kill anyone, especially like if you were going to kill your wife, you'd wait for her to be alone, you know, you would think. So like there was just a lot of stuff that didn't feel like it met the narrative that the police and the prosecution were laying out to me. And so like I came up with this speech, you know, it's been like decades, so like you'll have to forgive me if I'm fuzzy on the details, but I gave this presentation to my class and every single person in my class was like, oh, you know, you gave me enough doubt in this where it's like, I think that maybe it could be possible that he didn't do it.
Well, that's really what it comes down to, right? Is the idea that, you know, you need to, in a jury trial, everybody has to agree. And in that instance, there was the sliver of doubt. The idea is it has to be, you know, 100% in agreement to the whole thing. And anyways, the whole thing is just, it's such an important major piece of pop culture. It says a lot about where we were as a society at that time. We're at a society today. You know, and that Blabs, I would love, you know, let's get another question here in the poll. Did OJ do it? I'm just curious what the chat would say, what the percentage of viewers today would say. Did OJ do it or not? I am of the mindset that OJ definitely did. Like there's like the shoes evidence and all that stuff. His shoe prints are there, and they, you know, all that lined up, and the DNA stuff. It's, but you know, I would love to hear your thoughts. And like I said, it doesn't matter what I think. Doesn't matter what anybody thinks. He's dead now.
It's over now.
It's over. Yeah. So
he did it according to the chat. That's for sure.
Well, you know, it's funny because like after he got his innocent verdict, the Colemans,
have they ever got all their money yet?
I don't think so, but they took him to civil court. That was the thing that nailed him.
Yes.
And basically like,
well, the burden of proof is less.
But then like after that happened, he got into a different situation here in Vegas where basically there was some type of like memorabilia like ring, and he was owed money, and so like he went after this guy and physically assaulted him.
Wanted his stuff back.
And basically he got thrown into jail for like, you know, for what was it, assault.
Wait, so you're telling me that he attacked somebody premeditatedly afterwards?
No,
wait a second.
It wasn't premeditated. Like he went there because the guy owed him money, and then like they got into a heated argument. He attacked him, and it was on video.
Oh,
wait, so
he has a tendency.
Well, it's just interesting for sure. Right now, 87% say yes, OJ did it. Like I said, I'll just speak on my personal experience. It was really fascinating to be alive during that time, and to be able to kind of share that experience with somebody like Blabs who wasn't there.
There's actually an excellent TV show. I think it's called American Crime.
Yep.
where like the entire season was like the OJ trial, and they show it from a lot of different perspectives. It's fictionalized, of course, but like it's a fascinating.
That's right.
TV show.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I watched that. That was very, 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 very good. I enjoyed that. It's with Cuba Gooding Jr., right?
I think he
so.
played OJ.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's good stuff.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. Rest in peace, OJ. In hell.
It's so weird to me how, you know, OJ died, and my wife, and she goes, "Oh, OJ died." You know, I mean,
That's what Blabs did.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
but
oh
it's
no. Anyway,
you know, and usually when a big celebrity dies, you know, they're like, "Oh, well, crap," you know, at least you get some kind of reaction. But you know, OJ goes, and everybody's just kind of like, glad that's over.
Not me, man.
Let's close this chapter.
We got to find the killer still. You kidding me? Like I'm really upset. He never found him. You know.
Right. OJ's doing women's push-ups in hell.
Yeah.
and
On his knees.
Gonna wait for the South Park Hell parody here soon.
And-
To come out. OJ and Hitler.
OJ in heaven prison over there.
That's
It's
right.
good. Hey, Blabs #1 simp came in as a member for 6 months. Says poor Blabs. She's getting so corrupted.
Throne link.
Well, you have shows that's all women, and you.
That's right.
So today, it's just, you know, the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we
Okay.
call that, Blabs? We have side scroll hers in chat. This is a question for you. What do we call shows where it's just a bunch of dudes standing around
Side
talking?
scrollers.
Talking about putting our things in popcorn buckets. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's called a sausage party.
There is an overwhelming amount of dick talk today, I will say.
Well, that's what we based our podcast on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't look that. No, we didn't. Don't believe that.
Sausage scrollers. I like that.
There you go. Love
Sausage
it.
scrollers.
There you
Can
go.
we should do that for a t-shirt, Craig.
What's that?
Sausage scrollers. It's a bunch of sausages. They're on side scrollers.
I'd buy that
Yeah.
t-shirt.
Hey, real quick. So speaking of t-shirts and Blabs, this is actually I think it's important that we actually show this.
Mhm.
Next month. So we talked about this many times, and I'd like to remind you once again, the Side Scrollers Limited Edition All-Star T-shirt available right now. Link is in the description. Every month this year, we're going to have a new limited edition shirt. They're only going to be available for that month. This month is the All-Stars T-shirt to tie in with the baseball theme, right? Because baseball's getting going. Next month is going to be built around Blabs. You guys have suggested many times, right? Wait, we want something to do with Blabs. So we're keying in on the karaoke theme. A Blabs karaoke t-shirt. We've gone back and forth with our designer many times on different designs. We're probably on our 5th or 6th iteration right now of this shirt. But I asked Blabs, I asked, we got the Tower Tard emote, and Blabs Tower Tard emote is haunting, to say the
It's
least.
not for a t-shirt, guys.
Well, let me just say this. I said, hey, how about you put the Tower Tard's face on the t-shirt? And Blabs, can you pull up that design really quick so everybody can see the Tower Tard design? Because
find it in our DMs.
okay, please do, because it is, I just want to show people what the shirt will not look like because it will be haunting when it pulls up. But that's gonna the Blabs Tower Tard karaoke t-shirt will be available next month, and so there
I look like a clown.
it's absolutely terrifying. Our designer sent it over, and I was like, burn it. No.
Yikes.
That's exactly what I said too.
Kill it with fire.
Yeah, pretty much. Burn it with fire, 100%. Razorburn came in, speaking of fire, he says, Craig, visiting museums in Vegas, recommend the Punk Rock Museum, the Mob Museum, and Zach Bagans Haunted Museum. Also, Roberto's Taco Shop is a must.
Roberto.
Oh, let's go. Fist bumps all the way around.
You need to get your tacos.
The Mob Museum is really cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've been to the Pinball Museum.
Pinball museum's cool. They got a new Foo Fighters pinball thing that you're advertising now.
No, all right.
Check that out.
The Neon Museum is also cool.
Yeah,
I might have to check these things out someday. I'm one of these locals that's like, oh, you go do all these things. I haven't been to any of them.
What's the taco shop?
Roberto's?
Yeah.
It's like
It's a cheap Mexican food.
yeah,
chain.
it's like Mexican fast food, but like
started in California. It's been around for decades. It's good.
It's a little bit more authentic than
Yeah.
like
Yeah, a
you know,
little
like
bit.
Taco Bell or like whatever. But yeah, it's all over town.
Okay.
it's a
Easily
staple
get
for
them.
Vegas for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. Need to check it out.
Tuesdays are dollar taco day. Well, I guess they're $1.
They're like $1.69 now.
Yeah,
Fucking-
Biden inflation.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. Tomah came in and says if Blaz was taught that Oh my god! If Blabs was taught what DP is, was
Okay,
she
so
told the
I
difference-
actually do know what an Eiffel Tower was. I was explaining that, but what the hell is a spit roast?
Spit roast.
Well, they spelled it wrong, but yeah.
So
Blabs.
you know, like
No,
Hold on.
Hold on. Now we're gonna go live to Blabs, googling what a spit roast is, or a
All
split
right.
roast, or whatever.
Spit roast urban. Hello to my little keyboard dictionary.
Let's see what.
When two men
oh, internet daughter.
Oh my god.
Okay, we're done. That's I just cried a little bit. It's fine. Okay.
Oh, it's so sad to see you corrupted.
Tears of joy.
That may have been the best one yet.
And it's like as if she were a suckling pig. It's like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Hold on, Blabs, real quick. Just read it for everybody.
Okay. Oh no, this is gonna get so bad. All right. When two men penetrate a woman, one orally, one anally, vaginally, as if she were a suckling pig, at times a third man can be basting her.
Basting.
Basting. GG's, this isn't part of the job description.
Craig, expect a notification from HR.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I am the HR.
What happens in Vegas? What happens in Vegas?
Oh my god. Hey, Mark came a brand new member. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. That's great. That's excellent. Filthy Gaijin came in with the 10. Thank you so much. Says Robert Kardashian made a deal with the devil to get OJ off. Afterwards, Robert died and his daughters married weirdos, and their stepdad is now a troon.
That is true.
Didn't he die of prostate cancer as well?
Kardashian?
Yeah.
I think he did die of cancer. Yes.
Yeah.
Andrew, by the way, Blabs, time code for that, please. Andrew came in. It says Naked Gun is one of my favorite movie series of all time. It's a shame OJ did what he did. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate that. The Commander came in with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, the Commander. That is spectacular and greatly appreciated. If you guys got gifted membership, make sure you say thank you very much and consider paying it forward. Currently sitting at a massive 34 members today. Thank you guys very much. That is great.
Job.
Future Boy came in with the 5, says OJ juror admitted the not guilty verdict was payback for the LA cops being acquitted for beating Rodney King. Thank you.
That makes sense.
That's my personal belief.
Yeah.
Is that they let him go to prevent another race riot.
Eric came in and says, yes, he did it, and I don't care if he got away. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that. Remdog says the assumption that Nicole Brown was the primary target and not Ron Goldman is presumptuous. Oh, Remdog, getting out the conspiracy theory. I like it. All right. Thank you very much, Remdog. The Commander came back, says supposedly the lawyer told OJ to stop taking some medicine before the trial. Without them, his hands swelled up. That's why the gloves didn't fit. Oh, man.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Commander. Mercenary came in and says, wait, OJ died? There goes that lolcow. On to next one. Thank you so much. On to the next one. Thanks, Mercenary. Appreciate that. Kratos came in and says time travelers from CERN framed OJ in order to deviate our timeline to where we're at now. In the prime timeline, he becomes the first black president and greatly affects history. JK, fun to pretend. Thanks, Kratos. Appreciate you, man.
There was a time where he was popular enough he might have been able to run for president, and he would have got some votes. So
I agree. Yeah. OJ was king.
He was
before he was a murderer. Blabs the Tower.
King of murder.
Yeah.
Oh, Blabs the Tower for $2. Does me get a free one?
No. I don't know, Blabs.
Free one t-shirt, bro. That's what he's talking about. T-shirts.
Darian says, hashtag keep Blabs innocent. That's right. Agreed. Nissan says, Craig, if you gently quote adjust your mic arm more, you're gonna need to buy at dinner. Queerly, the studio is giving off a vibe. Only thing missing is a Guts theme song. Every time I move, does it make sounds? It should.
No.
Okay.
No, he's saying it's a very phallic thing that's close to your mouth.
But I'm always moving my mics around closer to my mouth. It's crazy.
Yeah, we just need one of those Dune popcorn buckets to juxtapose with
That's
the mic.
right.
We got to get one of those. Just spit it right in the middle of the table.
Just conversation piece.
eBay.
Yeah.
Andrew says, Craig, you are the worst father figure for Blabs. Shane came in with 5 more gifted memberships. That's awesome. And then came in as a member for 26 months. Says, go back to your tower, Blabs. Hashtag sent with love. Sent with love. Thank you very much.
I got
Shane.
a couple of Rumble rants. I'm not sure how to say his name. Peru. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. Thigh hot dogs. Highly recommend. Very feminine. Is that like a thing about lady things? Femme
Hot
lady,
dogs are very
femboys?
feminine.
I don't know.
That's
I don't know. Anyway,
Hot
Brian
dogs are
tonight.
feminine?
Side scrotums. Was gonna say sausage scrollers. Great minds. Side scrotums. I like that.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, that sounds like a gay joke, though. We're caught up.
Shaker came in with the 199. Says, well, it's official. Murder is legal in the state of California. That's a Norm Macdonald joke. And Big Top came in with a 10. Says, hey, yo, just want to show a little support. Big Top, thank you very much for that support and greatly appreciate it.
I like how you go right into Razor Ramon.
That-
Say,
that
hey,
is-
yo.
That's who he is. Big Top comes in with that razor. Hey, yo. Commander says, The Rock will be the next celebrity president. I guess we'll see. He's kind of distanced. I saw he distanced.
Yeah, he distanced himself from the
Yeah,
Democrats.
He says, I regretted endorsing Biden.
It's bad for business.
Yeah.
Bad for business.
Cesario came in, says, I wish Norm McDonald's was here for OJ's death. Ladies, gentlemen, OJ Simpson has killed OJ Simpson. Thanks, Cesario. Appreciate that. All right, let's move on to our next story here. Let's go to the Deadline article about Kiss. This is kind of interesting. Okay, so Kiss has sold their music catalog, brand, and IP to a company behind the ABBA Voyage. Now, this is what's interesting about this is number one, Kiss is. Let's be clear. The guys behind Kiss, who's the main guy behind Kiss? What's
Gene
his
Simmons,
Gene
Paul
Simmons.
Stanley.
He's like super fucking smart. He is a businessman,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So for them to sell their entire catalog is kind of crazy. But what's crazier about this is what they plan to do with their name, likeness, and all that stuff, which is start an Avatar show slated in 2027. So they want to do holograms of Kiss,
Which the guys in Kiss are partners with.
that's crazy.
So they basically, I think they kind of sold their catalog to their own
Yeah.
selves almost in a weird kind
like a
of
different
way.
company that they own a
Right.
major stock in. Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Gene Simmons isn't going to just give his stuff up. That's never going to happen.
Well, they know that they're getting old enough where touring
Right.
is tough.
Yeah. Well, they're retired from touring.
Yeah, but I mean, just putting on the makeup and stuff like
It was
that.
it was the longest farewell tour known to exist to man.
Yeah.
I think I saw him twice, and it was like 5 years
Yeah,
apart.
so the idea is that they will use their holographic avatars to tour, and so people can pay money to go to an arena and watch fake Kiss sing
Yes.
real Kiss songs.
Just like ABBA.
Well, what's interesting about this is I said this early before we went live, and you guys were like, "What? Have you guys heard of Hatsune Miku before?"
I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it, but I've seen like clips.
Okay, so Hatsune Miku, and I found this out a couple years ago, and I was floored that this exists. So this is from Wikipedia. Is a Vocaloid software voice bank developed by a company of a 16-year-old girl with long, tranquil twin tails. So this is a like an anime style character that people go see concerts of, and they see this projection of it. And I am both fascinated and floored that this exists.
They go to a stadium to watch a cartoon.
Yes, and that's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said. I don't quite understand it,
but it has a live band backup.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm just thinking it's like a front man for a real band, but it's fake. It's weird.
That's so weird.
It is very weird. Blabs, have you ever heard of Hatsune Miku before?
I've heard of like all these like anime style characters that people go to concerts for, and they actually they sell well, and lots of people go to them, and they all freak out, and they're like, "Oh my god!" It's like VTubers backstage doing all this stuff. And it's almost like mocap, right? They'll be backstage and then their avatars actually show up on screen. It's like, okay, yeah.
Blabs, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna send this to you. This says
Where?
16 million views. I'm gonna send it via private chat. This is a YouTube video of a concert. Skip ahead to like 45 seconds in, and you'll see it. But this is what we're talking about here, and this is what Kiss is going to be doing. This is this Vocaloid Hatsune Miku, and I'll imagine this with Kiss when we see it. But people are dog shit crazy for this stuff.
Thank you.
It is nuts. Blabs, let me know when you got that pulled up.
Yep. Okay.
Cool. Pull that up. You got it?
Yep.
Cool.
I'm just trying to full screen. There we go.
Okay.
Do you want sound or no?
No sound. This is what
it looks like.
Yeah. So isn't that just insane? Like that people go and they're like bouncing around and it's like this community type event. So now imagine this with Kiss and Gene Simmons going up there. You wonder if they'll have fire and do all the other things that happen with Kiss shows and stuff. But
they actually released some footage of what the Kiss concert will be like at the end of their last concert that they did in New York City.
Are you a big Kiss fan? You said you've seen them twice.
Yeah, I've actually seen them like 3 or 4 times. I think 4 times.
So what do you think about this? Do you like the idea of going to see fake Kiss?
I don't have a lot of desire to go see fake Kiss. Now, if it was like just a stage show at one of the casinos down here, I could get tickets. I might go check it out.
Right.
But I'm not making a special road trip to Phoenix, to go see Kiss live at the stadium down there or something. It'd have to be a close by show.
Right.
And it can't be super expensive. Otherwise, I'm not going to bother. But I'm interested. Hologram shows are what they are. They're probably the future. So to me, I'm looking at technology as a new way, a new kind of entertainment. And I've living in Las Vegas. I just think about how the casinos are going to incorporate this.
Sure.
I can see like
Or Rat Pack.
an old Rat Pack or
you can
Elvis
imagine.
show or something. If
Elvis.
Elvis, Rat Pack, any of those classic Vegas shows, like they would jump on the opportunity to bring them back.
and people would buy tickets for those.
Well, I go back to the idea of, the person I think of immediately here is Bruce Willis, actually, of all things, because Bruce Willis is, he's going through his health issues right here, but he sold his likeness, and you're going to see this with all these celebrities now, where they're selling their name, image, likeness, and you're going to see them appearing in movies in 30 years, but they're going to be 40 years old instead of dead, right?
Yeah.
And that's really.
They're already doing that. Like
Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Paul
Grand
Walker.
Moff Tarkin.
Carrie Fisher.
Jeff
Peter Cushing.
Tron, the second.
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges was,
Well, that was like a face swap technology.
Yeah,
but it's the same concept.
Yeah. It's nuts, man. Blabs the Tartar says that the Gorillas did it 20 years ago. Yeah, right. It's more cartoony. I don't, but Gorillas, I say Gorillas as a group. It's like one dude, isn't it? Like Gorillas, like one
or two. Yeah.
Yeah. I know it was started by a single guy. It's interesting, but I think this is a trend that is certainly going to continue, where, if you can cash out and sell your library for $100 million in your likeness, and guess what? They will continuously be selling this stuff for, literally eternity now, because it's always available. So
next year we're going to go watch a new John Wayne movie, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
What does that mean for new people coming up in the world, or content creators and actors and singers and bands and stuff like that, when they're competing with a 75-year-old dead band that has millions of fans already?
Right.
There's no room for the new generation to come up and take over.
I don't know about that with music, because music, it's so easily accessible, and people, like, you just look at like the bands that were launched off of TikTok, or people that you've never heard of before, but it's like, oh, they got a good song, I want to check out more of their stuff. The big thing is going to be like when AI starts releasing like new Beatles albums and stuff like that, where people are like, oh, like this is brand new Beatles music. It's like, technically it's not, but
or when we ever finally get into the vault at Prince's house, there's thousands of songs that he has laid back there. So,
well, yeah, it's only going to continue for sure as we move forward. Labs, let's go to our next story here. let's go to the story about the learning the law post. Blabs, I want to talk about the face stuff that we've seen the last few days. You got that, Blabs?
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay, cool. Oh, cool. Sorry. I don't know. I'm looking at the article, and this is a different setup. So I'm trying to get it all right. Learning the law says in an interview, Kaysan admitted to having her face and body scanned like a Dragon Infinite, and yes, she looked perfect, as you can see on the left-hand side. If you can expand out that picture, Blabs, on the left-hand side, it says when the West wanted to capture ugliness in 8K, they do with no mistake, like Deborah Wilson. Don't be a retard. This is intentional. Technology is not the issue. So you can see on the this first image here of kind of what she looks like in the game compared to real life, which is pretty spot on.
Yeah.
And then you look on the right and kind of see the craziness associated with this. This goes back to the bigger story associated in the last few days about Star Wars Outlaws and the androgenization of people in video games. So much so that Packer Girl over on X had a response from this a Riot Games senior concept artist who posted a long thread about making female characters in video games. And that thread went, it was a very long thread, very in depth about it. And they kind of went in on Grums throughout the process, mainly talking about how women are harder to model than men.
Which is such bullshit, because we literally see that from like Stellar Blade and previous characters from like 7 years ago at least. They were 10 times better looking than what we have now. So lies.
Right.
They're harder to model when you're trying to make them look like something other than a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How do we butch this up?
Well, I try to see it from and I would love to have this guy on, right, to kind of talk. This is, I think, one of the differences about our show and many other shows is I would love to have this guy on to have this conversation and be like, hey, so walk me through this from a technical standpoint, right? Like, why is it so difficult? I realize you put a Twitter post on and it's, talk about it, but like, I want to hear from you specifically why this girl looks like this and why this guy looks exactly like this and why this beautiful woman no longer looks beautiful in this game. Like, what do you think?
The newer Tomb Raider games that came out,
yes,
had that actress that played the new Lara Croft. She looked exactly like the person in real life, and the game was beautiful. She looked amazing in the game, and I was like, that was years ago.
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, it none of it. That's the thing. It's like, I feel like we're just being totally gaslit when it comes to this.
Well, when, like this goes to the bigger issue of these like consulting firms that come in and basically say you have to change this so that it's not sexualized, right? And so like a lot of these like top like AAA game studios can easily model women, but then it's like, well, we have to make all these changes to do like the DEI stuff. And that's where like the complications come in. I think I know for a fact that Kathleen Kennedy, when it comes to any like Star Wars games and stuff like that, she has a hand in basically saying like, okay, we need less men, we need less white people, and any woman can't be sexualized. And like, I've heard from numerous sources that any type of Star Wars video game has like her directives, kind of like influencing it. So
you can put a chick in it and
yeah, lame.
Well, I just think it's really funny that these are the very same people who are like, there is no difference between men and women. But then you go and say, well, women are a lot harder to create in video game form than men. Well, then which is it then?
Well, it goes back to this guy saying, well, it's very hard to model women. It's like, well, then you're not doing a good job, right? Nope. Then you probably shouldn't be employed. If you're having a hard time, like it.
Does he say what specifically is hard about it?
He talks, there's a portion of his thread where he talks about the makeup associated with women and kind of giving them makeup versus not makeup and having a natural look. And like I said, I'd love to have this guy on to kind of talk about his perspective here.
Well, what's funny is that a lot of the criticism about the Star Wars Outlaws video game is like the main character, she's flat chested, she has terrible hair. She just doesn't look feminine. Like she's very androgynous. And so a lot of people are like comparing her with the actual actress that they used to model the character off of. And it's like, she's gorgeous.
Mhm.
What did you do to her in the game? You know? And so like, that's the big controversy surrounding it. It's not that she was hard to model. It's that they specifically ugged her up for the role.
Well, George Lucas famously said that there was no underwear in space. So maybe she's not wearing any support.
Well, he also said there was no sex in Star Wars. So.
I don't think they care what George Lucas says.
I'm joking. It's a joke.
So, Blabs, we actually pulled this up. I just put a tweet in the private chat. This is from Grums. He tweeted this out just about a couple hours ago. He says, the Riot artist who told me to fuck off about Star Wars Outlaws, who made League of Legends Fiori uglier, is a political activist. Calls my followers dipshit suckers. He tried to blame it on complexity of doing game art, but his real agenda is found in earlier tweets. Quote, you have an obligation to advance social justice. You are not just making art. Artists have a responsibility to wrap diversity and justice into in the consumable. Like, these are things that he's saying.
Yep, sounds right.
So, and these are from if you open up those tweets a little bit more, Blabs, you can see the date associated with them. They're in 2020. It's May 2020. This shit's hitting the fan at this point. So it's like, yes, this guy clearly has an agenda, and it goes back to my stance with all of this is, how often before 2020 did any of these people say this shit? Never. Never.
I'd even go back so far as 2016.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, I agree. So, all of a sudden he like, I got to play white savior. Congratulations, here we are. And
well, it all started with Anita Sarkeesian, right? And Feminist Frequency, where like basically she was the first one to start this consulting firm to come in and tell video gamers how to not be sexist. And since then, like, she's created this grift industry that has only been accentuated by DEI funding from like, these big corporations like BlackRock and stuff like that, trying to incentivize companies to do like the whole diversity, equity, and inclusion thing. And she was just kind of at the right place at the right time. And she, even though Feminist Frequency no longer exists and she stepped back, she's still kind of like this, like, kind of puppet master who's like got her fingers in all this other stuff. And, this is just a big grift. It's just a huge grift. But I like the fact that the gaming industry is so kind of like decentralized, like there's so much competition in it, that it's harder for these activists to kind of like take it over, essentially.
Oh, well, not that hard. Because
what I mean is, like, when it comes to the movie industry, right? Like, it's you can't just bring up a competing studio and create like, a multi-million-dollar movie to compete with, the latest Disney film or whatever. But in video games, you can have indie studios come out with indie games at a much quicker and broader scale. And so, like, it gives gamers more options to be like, okay, I'm not going to support this woke company. I'm going to go for like the indie game that's actually fun. Like, for instance, Helldivers is a great example of this, where it was just like this indie studio, and they're like, screw your politics. We're just going to go with like making sure our game is fun. And all the people who had Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League.
Oh yeah,
they're like, screw this game, we're going to go play Helldivers. And like, Helldivers has been a huge success,
right?
And so like it's easier for the indie game market to fight back against like the big AAA woke games than it is for like indie filmmakers to fight back against like woke Hollywood and stuff like that.
Back to Grums, he mentioned the idea of not buying a game. Now, if you just avoid AAA games for 2 years,
yeah,
right, the big effect that would have. And I think that would obviously cause a major ripple. Now, that's not going to happen. We all know that's not going to happen. But if you can put a 20% dent into the sales, in the forecast, then that's still.
Well, the really interesting thing is going to be how AI changes the game in terms of like creating video games, because like you can basically get an AI to program your game for you, where you just type out like I want this type of game, and then the AI creates it. Then you go and you sell it.
So all you got to do.
Coding is going to to change in the next 10
I'm going to be
years.
a video game developer now. That's all you got to do.
Send it out
because you can
ChatGPT.
Tell ChatGPT, I wanted to play this kind of game. Okay, and let's go. Okay, yeah.
Well, there are some other aspects of this where people have gone in and they've looked at how to fix certain characters'
they've
looks.
been using like Mid-Journey to make the ugly women like pretty again.
Right.
Yeah.
There's the one from Fable here. Blaz, you want to pull that up?
Did that game ever come out, or is it still just a trailer?
I'll tell you what, more people would buy it if you looked like the bottom one. I'm just gonna throw it out there. The like
man.
next,
Wow.
Well, isn't that character specifically like a trans character in the game?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, is that? I have no idea anymore.
I'm pretty sure it is, because it was based off of one of the trans male developers on the game.
Of course.
I'm sure it fits right into the storyline of the game if that's the case.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's good. All right, let's move on to our next story here. And this was interesting, man. We've had Master of the TDS on recently, and he's been
We just
Oh, yeah, we
with
met him
last night.
yesterday.
he's out here in Vegas.
Yeah, him and his wife were at the Nerdrotic meetup, and we were chatting with them, and I'd met them last year as well. And he's really blown up lately with all the Disney bot like investigative journalism he's been doing.
Well, he in addition to Disney, he's also talking about Ubisoft, and he came out and dropped a big old post about Ubisoft and the Star Wars Outlaws game and the amount of bots that are being leveraged on X to boost the posts associated with it, to the point to where one of these posts actually you can tell they're pretty much scraping articles to talk about some of these things. They're scraping from Kotaku and Polygon and various things. So these are bots that are put in, and but they all have the same messaging. It's all from these bot accounts, and this has become a regular thing that that these companies are leveraging, whether it's Disney, whether it's Ubisoft, across the board. But it's always, I'm so excited. Like the thing about these bots, which is amazing, is that they don't talk like anybody talks in real life.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the bots are being utilized in kind of like an old school way, where basically like you upload like a spreadsheet with all these like kind of pre-written things on it, and then like it just gets kind of like rotated into like the bot accounts, and it gets published out there. What is going to start happening is you're going to start having, so like a lot of these bot accounts are actually like PR firms that work for like the various like companies that releases, like for instance Zack Snyder. The whole reason we got the Snyder Cut is because his PR firm had like these bot farms that astroturfed the whole movement of release the Snyder Cut, and basically created like a movement through like the use of bots. And what's eventually going to happen is you're going to have like a chat GTP situation, where basically you have an AI that controls all these bot accounts and creates like genuine like original posts,
because they're language emulators.
Yeah, exactly. They're like a chat bot.
Yeah.
And so like it's going to be harder to spot these bot accounts. And what TDS has been doing is he's been finding stuff that are verified accounts on Twitter, which means that these PR firms are now like paying for like verified accounts. They're giving out like they're getting like either prepaid cards, or like they're taking out like multiple credit cards, just so that they can kind of fly under the radar.
Does that make it harder for the people at Twix to sort them out from the regular bots?
Yeah,
when they're trying to purge the bots out.
Well, originally, so like the original bot purge was because like you didn't have to have like anything other than an email address to create a Twitter account. So like they went through and they got rid of a lot of those, but now with like the way that the verified badge works is you just need like a credit card, like individual credit card. And so like Elon's reasoning behind it was like, okay, if you want to spam our site, you're going to pay us for the privilege of doing it.
Gotcha.
And when they find out that there are certain credit cards attached to certain bot accounts, they will cancel the account and ban the credit card. But like it's easy to go to like CVS and just buy a bunch of like prepaid like cards and create like a new account and stuff like that. So basically Elon was like, okay, like if you're going to do it, you're going to pay us to do it, and we'll keep taking it down as you're doing it and as you're paying us to do
We're not going to give you a refund either.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, it's definitely an interesting strategy to see how these marketing companies are leveraging X to boost their stuff. And it's cheaper than paying for big advertisement. You're paying what, $8, $10, $15 whatever per account, and you have 1,000 of them, and you're boosting them across the board.
Well, it's also an optics thing. So it's not just about promoting like a new product. It's about attacking people who are giving honest opinions and reviews about said product. So like it's basically like an army that it's like a weapon you can point at anyone you want to try to discredit them. Like we're seeing that with Grums, right? Where it's like you have all these bot farms that are just like targeting him and like putting like nasty comments and like all of his tweets and trying to cancel him. And you see this across the board, especially with like movies where it's like, you know, like the Marvels, for instance, where it's like obviously a bad movie, people are giving it bad reviews, and people are just, you know, the bot farms all go after them and say like, oh, you're just a misogynist and that's why you don't like this movie. and it's all PR firms. Like PR firms are literally behind most of the bots on X.
All right, speaking of bots, let's move on to our next story here. This is, I don't know if you guys saw this video, and we'll be wrapping up here. Are you guys good to hang out for a little bit longer? Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me invade your space. Are you guys cool to hang out in your space a little bit longer? This is good.
Man, I should be in bed right now.
Hey, real quick, if you guys haven't, please go and subscribe to the Salty Nerd Podcast YouTube channel. You guys tune it in. Obviously, link is in the description. You guys go check it out and go find these boys. Everyone, tell everybody where you're, like how often you guys are live and all that.
So we're live every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time for our Tuesday show, where we sit at this table and we have a roundtable discussion about movies and something that we've seen in theaters or it's an older movie. And then these guys do a Saturday show that is hugely popular. And you guys have a great guest list as well. You guys have been working really hard on.
We had Craig on.
Yeah, Craig was on there.
And he was making his triumphant comeback.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Our Saturday show is rad. I love our Saturday show.
Our Saturday show is at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Basically, the Tuesday show is just about us making fun of movies and TV shows we've seen. Saturday show is more about like current trending things. It's very similar to Side Scrollers, except with more of a movie TV focus.
Yep. Cool.
And Vader sometimes shows his feet.
Oh, let's go. All it takes is getting on your knees, doing some push-ups. Tell you what.
For $50, would you get on your knees and do a push-up?
That's right. All right.
I'll give you $50 right now.
Per push-up.
Yeah, but if you go to saltynerdvideo.com, it takes you right to our YouTube page, and you can subscribe there. And we've also got members content, and we've got a very active Patreon where we do like movie commentaries.
Yeah, we switched over to doing movie commentaries for our Patreon members, and it's a ton of fun because we watched Pacific Rim with Blaine from Criticless. Is his favorite movie, and we sat down at this table and watched it live, and we have our commentary that'll be out in a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
So it's a lot of fun.
Speaking of commentary, you can find mine of Lord of the Rings next week over on Side Scrollers.
I'm genuinely excited for this.
I'm actually a little jealous.
Because you get to watch it for the first time.
I've heard this. I've heard this a lot.
Sit there and experience one of the best movies ever made for the first time.
Until I hate it, and you guys will. You suck.
You won't hate it.
No, really there's no way. It's too good.
All right. As we finish up, gentlemen, I'm going to show you the best of society and the worst of society. We're going to start with the worst. Okay. I'm sure you've seen this video. It has 7 million views over the last couple days. Have you seen this woman? Now, to be clear, I don't know who this woman is, but she's a streamer.
Oh, this one. Yeah.
And this guy on the right is her quote unquote boyfriend. Okay. And by boyfriend, I mean guy who gave her lots of money. Okay. Like when I see like simp, straight up simp, major simp. Okay. This is not all right. Nothing about this is all right. Okay. She's going to, they're going to have, this is 2.5 minutes long. Let's go and fast forward Blabs to about 45 seconds in and watch it. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Let's go and start it from the beginning. Then we'll fast forward. Sorry, Blabs. So they're in the car. Oh, Twitter. Damn you with your video player. She's in the car. They're going somewhere, and she's driving, and people are donating to her as they're driving. And I don't really know where they're going, but he's with her, and she's doing like the hey, here we are, blah 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 thing, and then like the truth comes out. And let's go check this out.
Hi, Sarah. How are you? How are you, Sarah? Hi. Nudes and different sentences that he.
Sarah, I'm sorry about this.
Don't talk. Don't fucking talk. Yes, Sarah, we're really sorry about this. I'm sending him your way today. So don't worry. But yeah, he's coming. Don't worry, he's coming home.
She just like almost broke my nose. She's gonna get
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Fuck you, cunt.
Go pause. All right, so
oh god.
I mean, that's how Jude treats me.
No, don't say that. That's not true. That's not true.
So he's given her. There's another post where she talks about how he's given her over $1 million.
Oh my Jesus!
Over $1 million.
What does he do?
I don't know, but Blabs,
See, Blabs, this could be
Yeah, what
you.
am I doing wrong? Damn.
I don't know, but I'll tell you what we won't do is I will never get into a car and allow you to slap the shit out of me like that
No.
guy. I
Why
promise
would
you
I
that.
hit you? You're
Good
6
point.
feet tall.
I'm a foot taller than you.
You need to teach your internet daughter how to get bitches so that she
Also,
can make $1
like
million.
I drive. That's true, but also I drive a manual, so I have 2 hands. I can't actually. I don't have a third to slap you. You're welcome.
Thanks, Blabs. All right. Can we go back to the video real quick? Because at a certain point, this guy's had enough. Go to about halfway in, Blabs. So you could
I know
donate
what Patty likes.
it. And let's go and play it from here. Because he has enough.
Him, but I saw the text. It's the same shit. Yeah. Yeah. What's up?
She's half your age. She's half your age.
Delete the number, please.
He snaps.
We're overdone, cunt. We're overdone.
No, please don't. I'll stop.
Okay, we'll pause
Oh,
there.
I'll stop.
Okay. So she beats the hell out of this guy.
Mhm.
And then this is clearly not the first time this has happened,
Yeah.
right? This is an abusive relationship on every like abusive emotionally, physically, in every way, shape, and form. And the thing that is most fascinating about this is that as she's doing it, like literally assaulting this guy,
Mhm.
she's getting donations. Like people are like, yeah. And people are into this shit. What, like, is this the worst woman in history?
So you know,
She's up
there's that thing. Invaders talked about this in the past on our show, where it's like you never hit a, even if like she's trying to murder you, never hit a woman. Do you still subscribe to that?
I mean, I would just tell her to stop, and I would have got out of the car.
They're literally driving.
Yeah, I just
Stop the car. I'm getting out.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, that's up to her to stop
mean-
the car then. But still, like this whole relationship, it seems like there's a lot more to it than just this 2-minute clip.
Oh, sure.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
there's a huge relationship problem going on here. Obviously, there's abuse, and God, it brings me down watching that kind of stuff.
Well, let me bring you up then. Let me bring you up. Let's go to our next one here. As Sydney Sweeney's been all over the internet the last couple of weeks, and her giant boobs,
Oh, yeah.
giant, wonderful body.
Yeah, thumbnail bait.
I mean, she's spectacular, right? Let's just be real. She is a wonderful.
You know what's funny about Sydney Sweeney is like no one knew about her until Madam Web came out, and like Madam Web, everyone
Terrible.
like hated that movie.
Yeah.
but it's like it was the greatest thing that ever
catapulted
happened
it,
for
yeah.
her career.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, then she went on Saturday Night Live, and that's where she really kind of took off
Yeah,
because
But what's
she made
funny-
fun of it.
What's funny is Dakota Johnson did the exact same thing, and like nobody cared that she was on Saturday Night Live making fun of this movie. But Sydney Sweeney, it's like, oh, look
That's
at that.
because
Could be hotter.
Dakota Johnson doesn't have a rack.
Fucking A, Blast, you nailed it. There it is,
There you
right there. Nailed it. Well, in addition to having a rack, she also, there's this video floating around from Sydney Sweeney updates over on X.
Oh, nice.
Epic Mike pointed this one out. Check out Sydney Sweeney going hard on cars. Probably want to mute the video, but she's going out learning how to work on cars. And it's like, wow,
Forget about it. She's beautiful and she works on cars. She's a gearhead.
Nice.
that's what I'm saying. Does this lift you up now?
Yeah. Yeah. That's perfect. That's
My
good.
one critique is that when she's underneath the car, she's like not even wearing glasses or anything. It's like, bro, no.
Don't
Wait,
you,
what?
yeah.
She's diving into that tomboy thing. Her and Hannah Barron going to go out there and get some
Yeah,
catfish.
have you heard that thing about if you're into tomboys, you're gay?
Well, she's trans, by the way. So there's that.
Oh.
But yeah, I think isn't that cool? I don't know. There was the whole thing about a month ago. The lady with the catfish. Remember?
Yeah, Hannah Barron.
Is that who that was?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. And she had the real thick Southern accent. You know, I'm gonna catch them catfish or
Yeah.
whatever. It was.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
It's like,
It was,
okay.
it was spectacular, right?
I just built this barn behind me.
Right. And like I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't like. Do you guys feel like women who can work with their hands is like really attractive?
Oh, that's an Alex question.
Wait, say that again. What?
Women who can work with their hands. Do you feel like that's really attractive?
Depends on what they do with their hands.
I guess it depends, but yeah. In general, if just a general statement, yes, I do enjoy a girl who can take care of herself, who can work on a motorcycle and go out and hang out and with the boys. Like Jude's kind of that type where like she's a guy's girl. A guy's girl is always fun to hang out
You
with.
better be careful.
Why? Jude likes me. I like
I'm
Jude.
just saying.
Well, she's gonna come through that
I'm
wall
sure
right now.
one-
He's a Kool-Aid man. Straight
Yeah,
up
yeah.
through.
Bruce, what you talking about me? No, I do enjoy like I'm a gearhead. I watch things like Grand Tour and I work on my motorcycles and cars and stuff like that in my garage, and my wife is into that kind of stuff too. So it's I like it. I like a little bit of grease in the fingers. You know what I mean? It's good stuff.
All right. Cool. Well, Blabs, do you think it's important for women to be able to do things like that? Change their just like basic things, change their oil, things like that?
Yeah, I've done it. I know how to change tires. I mean, I've driven anything from like an ATV to a combine, so yeah.
Stud. I didn't know they had that in Guamania, which is good.
Combines?
Guamania.
All right, let's go and finish up with Ashley coming in. Says, Blatz, fun fact, spit roasts don't need a girl there.
Berserk theme in the background. Guts.
Oh my God. Commander came in, says, whatever you do, don't teach Blabs about golden showers. Don't do it. Blabs, do not do that. Do not search
Isn't that just
Nope.
peed on or something?
Stop. I'm gonna mute you.
You can't do that.
Cesario came in, says Gene Simmons is a smart businessman, but he was stupid after to go after the internet and anger 4chan. His son was no better with his alleged comic plagiarism. I don't know anything about that. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I need to look into that. I know his son was like into comic books and stuff back when they were doing the reality television show.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't ever know what became of Nick or Sophie. I don't know what their kids are doing.
Did you guys ever watch the Celebrity Apprentice with Gene Simmons on it?
No. But did you see it with Donald Trump? No, I didn't either. I didn't watch that either.
I mean, Celebrity Apprentice was Donald Trump.
Yeah, that was the show.
That was the original show. Oh, it's okay. Sorry, I just remember he was on show and everyone was like, everyone loved him for so long. Yeah, you're fired. Yeah, whatever.
Well, yeah, like that was the
that's-
show, The Apprentice,
I
and then they
have
did
a
Celebrity
card.
Apprentice, where they brought in like celebrities.
Yeah.
To
Yeah, I never watched that show. I don't.
I literally have like a card from like Apprentice when Donald Trump was doing all that stuff. It's like Donald Trump on it like 15 years ago.
Mm.
What if it's worth anything now? I should look it up. But
Is
anyway,
that-
I have Rumble
Back when
rants.
everybody liked him.
What's that? Blab?
Yeah, I have lots of Rumble rants.
Oh, fire away, Blabs.
All right, 60 watts says, seriously, there are much weirder things than people gather for than virtual idol concerts. Yes. Mighty Megatron says, the only thing I like about Kiss, Gene Simmons' continuous interview with the Terry Gross from NPR, shit was hilarious. Thank you, Mighty Megatron. Dude says, I think the idea of being a virtual concert like that based on real bands is fine, as long as the OG band members are involved with the process. Well, I mean, they kind of sold it off, so I guess that's involvement in the process.
Mhm.
They're actually really
And-
heavily involved. I
Yeah,
remember.
and I think I'm scrolling up. Here go one more. 60 watts says, straight up, just watching that clip seriously pissed me off. Trust me, she was a terrible person, but I've seen so many women do much worse. If anyone puts your life at risk, you do what's required. Yes. And now
It's
we're
true.
caught on Rumble. Thank you, Rumble.
Kyle came in, says, correction. The Knicks were in the 94 finals versus the Rockets. I saw YouTube vault footage showing NBC switching to the speed chase. Yeah, it was very, very cool. Thanks, Kyle. That was very important to the conversation. It was not the Bulls.
Sorry, my bad.
Wrong. The commander came back, says, it's getting hard to convince people that Michigan is one of the most beautiful people and powerful states in the union. Okay, thank you, Commander. Appreciate that. I don't want to repeat that because I'll probably get flagged on
Yeah.
YouTube for it. Future Boy says, Hen Solo looks like she's pushing out a stink pickle.
Ew.
Future Boy. A stink pickle. I've never heard that before. Scarton, because Ubisoft has been using bots to increase engagement because otherwise no one would care about their crap. This applies to most AAA studios, just not Ubislop. Nissan came in with a 5, says, men will literally fixate on feet. You will never be able to eliminate the male gaze. Thank you, Nissan. Blabs the Tower Tard came in reading this.
Yeah, it's not a very nice thing, but thanks, Blab. Tired. Modern Star. Oh. Me too.
Just messing with you. Go ahead.
Modern Star Wars protagonists are always boring mid-brunettes, so perfect opportunity. Yeah, I know. Opportunity for blobs. I like pickles, violence, and tentacles. Yay. It ain't
Pickles.
mid, bro.
Pickles,
Yeah.
violence, and testicles. All of them. That's good.
It's Craig.
Tentacles, man.
Testicles.
It went right over his head.
Emperor Greeting says, OJ can now rest easy knowing that the man who killed Nicole is finally dead. Lover of Green came in and says, at panel, have you played Undertale? The game was great, but the quirky Tumblr style of writing made me quit. The game also attracted a fan base of woke lunatics. I know because it was huge in 2015. Yeah, Undertale was huge. It has great music, phenomenal music.
Not the weird like White Fox game where it's just like side scrolling.
It's pixelated. It has a lot of different gameplay elements to it. Yeah, it's huge. I personally have never played it, but I know the music associated with it is pretty. And everyone's like, you got to play Undertale. You got to play Undertale. If I had, $1 for every time someone's like, you got to play game X. I mean, I would not be doing this podcast right now. I'm sitting on a beach. So crazy. Mr. Big says the VTuber agency HoloLive has a 3D live show where the members use mocap to move with the live band playing music. Thanks, Mr. Big. Appreciate the clarity. Darian came in and says Hannah Barron got a brand deal from those comments. Really? That's pretty cool. Good for her. Elite Neo came in and says, in the immortal words of Sir Sean Connery, sometimes you need to know. You need to know.
We have that clip. Just for
yes, fire away, Blabs.
Where is it? No, where's the slap a bitch? God, we have so many videos about boobs and dicks and stuff. Oh my god.
Alex, you need to read this in your Sean Connery voice.
Is there a script? Can I read it?
Sometimes you got to slap a bitch.
I finally found it.
Thank you, me.
Sometimes you need to keep women in the line with a slap.
With a slap.
Every once in a while, you need to just slap her one.
Oh, that's really good.
Alex does a great Sean Connery.
Emperor Creatine says Gene Simmons selling his entire life's work away is yet another reason why Alice Cooper remains the all-time GOAT. Thank you, Emperor Creatine. Yeah, Razor had a tweet about that as well, talking about how Alice Cooper's just releasing new albums and they're like great, and here's Kiss just like, well, we're done.
Have you ever been to Alice Cooper's restaurant in Phoenix?
No.
Yeah, they have a dish there called the Frankenweenie, which is like a 3-foot long hot dog.
How do you know this?
Because I went there and I ordered it.
Look at he probably ordered
fair.
fair.
Yeah, that's a stupid question.
Ordered three
My bad.
I'd like 9 feet of hot dogs, please. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I blogged about it on Facebook. Back in the day.
I don't know what's more impressive, the fact that you're bragging about the hot dog or you're bragging about vlogging on Facebook.
I was big into Facebook back in the
day. That's awesome. Maybe we'll need to do a Frankenweenie road trip one day.
I also went to the original Heart Attack Grill out there in Phoenix and
nice.
Got wheeled out in a wheelchair by a hot nurse after eating the quadruple bypass burger.
That sounds like a terrible time.
It was fantastic. I wish I could go back and do it again.
Oh gosh. Commander says everyone loved Trump until he ran for president. By the way, I tried to write his name without the censor, but YouTube won't let me. They hate him so really.
What?
That can't be serious.
You can't type his name without it censoring it?
That's crazy.
That's wild, especially if he's like president.
Man.
Whoa.
It's a former president, maybe our future president. That's crazy. The General Z says, as a Michigander, I love how Detroit is a prime example of the great American melting pot. But when the pot starts shouting to America, the egg is on my face. Sucky, I pray for better times. I haven't seen this. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe I don't have my head up to see what you guys are talking about. But thank you for that. And General Z says also, Kiss is about to use Pepper's Ghost. Oh, that's that. They use that at Disney for the ghost in the Haunted Mansion for sure. All right, Labs, you got anything else over on Rumble?
No, but I do have memes.
Oh, let's check out some memes today. What do we got?
So the first one, Mistress Blabs. There I am. Cool.
There you are.
Okay.
Nice Photoshop.
No bitches, Blabs.
Thanks, Cloud. Appreciate that.
And then we have this great remix here. We'll play.
What do you see?
I see a butthole.
Yes.
Butthole. It's gonna be clipped. I see a butthole. I see a butthole. I see a butthole. I see a little butthole of a man.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I see buttholes.
I see buttholes. Well, apparently everybody saw it. What do you see?
Wow, that was done fast.
That was done incredibly fast.
Sausage scrollers. And by the way, I got turned into a dude. I'm a man.
Oh, congratulations.
That meme was hilarious. He showed it to me. He's like, hey, check this out. I'm like, nice. Your audience is amazing.
I'm gonna frame that one. That's a pretty good one.
Then we have the reenactment of OJ's trial, which is it's not going well for me, to be honest. So yay!
Very nice.
I get to be Johnny Cochran. Nice.
And then Shottersworth says, when you spend millions of dollars to sin, but it's go time. So before, after. Everyone knows what happens. Yep. The end.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right. Guys, thank you very much for popping in and spending a little bit of time with us today. And of course, thanks to these fine young lads. You're going to see them tomorrow when we're back at it again right here at 11
real
a.m.
quick,
Central.
Craig,
Yes.
if you would indulge me for a minute.
Oh,
So these two guys are the biggest Helldiver fans I've met.
yes.
You don't have to do this.
And we were hoping to talk Helldivers with you today.
Cool. You want to do it today or tomorrow?
Let's do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
We'll do it.
Should we save it for tomorrow?
I just got the new war bond, so I can report back if it's worth buying it.
No, look, I'm a low-level Helldivers fan,
Mhm.
right? But I have played it, and I'm not good by any means. But
He's terrible.
I'm
you know.
terrible at it too.
Blabs, you don't get to say anything. You've never even played the game.
Yes, I have.
Shut
I'm
up,
like
Blabs.
level 7. I've only
We're
been
done.
playing.
All right, Blabs is done.
You can't do that. I have the power.
Get off the show. All right. Oh man, you guys have been look at this. Nerdy Neo came in. Says,
Nerdy Neo, what's up, dude?
So,
two of my favorite YouTube shows on the same place. Y'all rock. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Nerdy Neo. Great to see you. And Jeremy's creamy back end says, so OJ is dead. I mean, F cancer, but this is a rare cancer W.
That's great.
Wow.
That's terrible, but it's great.
It's
Oh
funny.
my god.
Funny as shit.
Mhm.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for popping in. We'll be back tomorrow once again right here. I'll be joining you guys if you're out here in Vegas for the Nerderotic meetup tonight. It'll be night 2. It's like the Super Bowl, or it's like like WrestleMania, where we need multiple nights now.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy.
And we're going to be hosting Friday Night Tights
Yep.
tomorrow.
Wow.
Right here in the studio.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I come?
Here.
I don't have anything going on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to come and hang out with you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's what I said. We thought about getting a party bus.
Let's
and
do
we
it.
could still do it.
Party bus and
And we get
tacos.
the tacos, yeah. And the strippers. But I guess that's the party bus, right?
That's
I
the
wouldn't
taco.
know.
You don't know, Blabs. I have a feeling you know more than you let on, Blabs. for
No,
sure.
only the male strip club. And I told you all about that. And the one time I was studying at the female one, but I wasn't actually studying for stripper. Now
Well,
I'm
like,
studying
we
for
got-
school.
They got Magic Mike here in town now. They got Chippendales, and they got the
Thunder
Thunder from Down Under.
Under. Yeah.
So there's lots of options out there for you.
Blabs, there
Mm.
are tons of wangs in Vegas for you to stare at. All right. It's ridiculous.
Wangs? What?
Lots of
The hell's
sausage
Wang?
parties.
That's an Asian penis.
You've never heard of a wang before?
No.
Listen, as your internet dad, I will not
Fine
continue this
Wang. A
conversation.
rude word for the stuff.
Have a great rest of your day, guys. We'll see you guys later on. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time every day, Monday through Friday, here on the channel. We'll have a video going up this afternoon. Don't know what it is, but I'm sure it'll probably involve wangs in some way, shape, or form. With that said, remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye-bye.
Fertility.
There you go, Black.